The papyrus, put it on my table every month. I don't wanna be sad. Don't even try to hide it. No, I don't wanna lose it. And you see how it is, it's so inviting. The papyrus, we're all so online. The papyrus, put it on my table.
The Minister of Education, Adamu Adamu, has urged all stakeholders to complement government's efforts in taming the tide of illiteracy in our homes, families, and immediate communities. The Honorable Minister, Federal Minister of Education, made this appeal in a press briefing on the 7th September 2021, organized to mark the 2021 International Literacy Day celebration in Nigeria. Government, the minister said, will improve funding to ensure that the high rate of out-of-school children is totally eradicated, and Nigeria shall consolidate on the gains already made concerning functional literacy.
Good afternoon, everybody. Let me first then begin by congratulating ourselves for being the most literate country in the world, for having our literacy day before everybody else. It is with great pleasure that I address you at the flag off of the 2021 International Literacy Day celebration in Nigeria. In November 1966, the United Nations Scientific and Cultural Organization, UNESCO, proclaimed September 8th of every year as the International Literacy Day in order to draw global attention to the status of literacy and lifelong learning, as well as to highlight the linkage between literacy and the development of individuals and the development of nations. Nigeria today joins the rest of the world in observing this day in fulfillment of our international commitment as a member of the UNESCO and to support the organization's ideals of promoting international peace and security through education. Indeed, the International Literacy Day serves as a platform of governments at both the federal and state levels, as well as literacy delivery agencies, including civil society organizations, to review progress so far made and the challenges being encountered in the delivery of adult and youth literacy programs in particular, and non-formal education in general. Developing, sustaining, and enhancing literacy skills is a lifelong and community-wide endeavor requiring a strong commitment from society as a whole, from both government, people, and organizations. Ladies and gentlemen, Sustainable Development Goal number 4 calls on all countries to ensure this: inclusive and equitable quality education, and to promote this lifelong learning opportunities for all. Specifically, SDD target 4.6 requires that by 2030, member states should ensure that all the youth and a substantial proportion of adults, both men and women, achieve literacy and numeracy. The aim is that by 2030, all young people and adults across the world should have achieved relevant and recognized proficiency levels in functional literacy and numeracy skills that are equivalent to levels achieved at successful completion of basic education. Regrettably, by the advent of COVID-19 pandemic, this has been disrupted, especially the learning of children, young people, and adults at an unprecedented scale, which might likely hinder the realization of SDG target 4.6. Thus, the theme, literacy for a human-centered recovery, narrowing the digital divide, is apt and timely, considering the focus and change agenda of this administration, which is to reposition all sectors of the economy, including education. The importance of information and communication technology, ICT, is embedded in its ability to create greater access to information and communication among undeserved populations. Digital tools can thus help expand access to learning and improve its quality. ICT can also be deployed to improve the monitoring of literacy progress, facilitate skills assessment, and make the management and governance of literacy and skills delivery systems more efficient. As you are aware, it is estimated that over 6.9 million children are out of school. This is in addition to the estimated 38% of the non-literate adult population in society. Investing in education of the parents will have ripple effects on the reduction of out-of-school children. It is also a fact that non-literate parents are more likely to breed out-of-school children, thereby compounding the phenomenon facing our nation today. Government is determined to confront adult literacy programs with the same zeal we are handling out-of-school children. We look forward to improving budgetary provisions in this regard in the coming years. It is also our belief that confronting adult literacy and paying attention to out-of-school children is a comprehensive approach towards resolving the challenges of out-of-school children on a sustainable basis. Similarly, we need to maximize the opportunities provided by ICT resources, including radio, television, mobile phones, computers, and internet, to bring literacy and numeracy closer to people and make learning more meaningful and motivational, especially for those who are disadvantaged. In terms of the digital divide, for instance, globally, nearly half of the world population, 51.2%, including many non-literate adults, did not have access to internet in 2018, including as our country desires to resolve its developmental challenges and compete in today's fast-changing society. Every citizen needs to have a wide set of knowledge, a wide set of skills, and a wide set of competencies, including literacy, numeracy, and digital competency at a proficiency level, in order to learn, to adapt, to adopt, and participate in social, economic, cultural, and civic life. As I conclude this short briefing, I wish to commend Madam Audrey Azule, the Director General of UNESCO, and her staff for their continued support in coordinating wide-ranging technical and financial assistance of the UN system, donor countries, and the private sector in country-level implementation of initiatives and programs that are aimed at reducing the scourge of illiteracy worldwide. I would also like to commend UNESCO for its efforts in the area of policy development, strategic planning, and capacity development within the 5 fields of competence. Finally, as we flag off the national activities to commemorate the 2021 International Literacy Day, I urge all stakeholders, including the press, to make a difference by complementing government efforts in the fight against illiteracy in our various schedules, homes, families, and immediate communities. Ladies and gentlemen, literacy is the father of everything, and it is our duty to support it at all levels. Thank you very, very much.
The minister used the occasion to launch the book, Early Grade Assessment Using Major Nigerian Languages of Hausa, Igbo, and Yoruba.
I would like to announce with great pride the launching of something by the Ministry of Education, early grade reading assessment using major Nigerian languages. And these are at least three: Hausa, Igbo, and Yoruba. In the name of God in whom we all trust, I would like to launch the book. Thank you very much.
Also speaking at the occasion, Mamadou Lamin Sow, Representative of the country representative of UNESCO, Madam Azodi Audrey, commended the Federal Minister of Education for observing the World Literacy Day. He said COVID-19 has not only affected 54% of the learning time, it has also presented a new array of problems.
The Honorable Minister of Education, Mallam Adamu Adamu, the Permanent Secretary, Soni Echono, Directors, Federal Ministry of Education, Nigeria, heads of parastatals, the Acting Executive Secretary, National Commission for Mass Education, NMEC, ladies and gentlemen of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Madam Azoli Audrey, the Director General of UNESCO, who is going to be visiting this soil next Saturday, I am pleased to deliver this brief message and this press briefing on the recommendation of the International Literacy Day celebration 2021 in Nigeria. I sincerely congratulate the Federal Ministry of Education and its agency, the National Commission for Mass Literacy, Adult and Non-Formal Education, for undertaking the initiative to observe this very important celebration. I would like to seize this opportunity to pass some very important messages which are dear to UNESCO and to the international community in general. First one, Honorable Minister, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the COVID-19 pandemic has been the worst disturbance to education and training systems in a century, with the longest school closures affecting more than 1.6 billion learners at its peak time. According to the UNESCO Institute for Statistics, UIS, by November 2020, the average child had lost 54% of a year's contract time, which could be interpreted as the loss of over a year's learning if the time of forgetting what was previously acquired is counted for. The pandemic has presented a new array of challenges for the education sector, requiring not only a paradigm shift, but the rethinking of education. The crisis has confirmed the fragility of many youth and adult literacy programs, systems, and policies as presented by the abrupt suspension of numerous programs. Consequently, we need to reflect on what action can be taken to achieve SDG 4 Target 6 by ensuring that all youth and a substantial proportion of adults, men and women, achieve literacy by 2030. Second message, Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the current shift to digital teaching and learning has further widened the inequalities to the detriment of the non-formal education subsector. This shift has also highlighted the persistent digital divide in terms of connectivity, infrastructure, and the ability to engage with technology. According to the International Telecommunication Union, nearly half of the world's population, 3.7 billion, do not use the internet, many of whom are in least developed countries, and urban-rural disparities and gender gaps continue to be prevalent. In sub-Saharan Africa, only 7.7% were estimated to have a computer at home. Household internet access in the region is still limited, with a rate of approximately 22%. This calls for action. Third message, in this regard, This year's theme for the International Literacy Day, Literacy for a Human-Centered Recovery, Narrowing the Digital Divide, is apt and timely to promote we must come up with diverse solutions. For instance, face-to-face and hybrid learning for literacy, support equitable and inclusive access to technology-enabled literacy programs, integrate learning of reading and writing skills and digital skills, adopt an appropriate type of technology to support the good teaching approach, learning content, assessment, and certification. While we celebrate this year's International Literacy Day, let us spare a thought on these issues and rethink literacy delivery in Nigeria to accelerate our march toward the achievement of SDG 4, quality, inclusive education for all, and providing lifelong learning opportunities to all. I would like to thank you.
Thank you very much.
The Papyrus TV Africa.
The papyrus, put it on my table.